Well, hello and how are you? Hey friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Today's Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. Got happy birthday shout outs going out to Joe King, Andrew, Hanke, Ron Gray, and Larry Newman. So, without further ado, here's a birthday song for the four of you. Hey Larry, hey Ron, hey Andrew, hey Kent, Joe. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another year gone away. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. Day today. It's your happy birthday day today. I said, hey Joe, hey Andrew, hey Ron, hey Larry. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Wow, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. Day today. It's your happy birthday day today. Happy birthday to the four of you, gentlemen, and have another 500 blessed birthdays. You know, as in the Old Testament. Amen. All right, man. Okie dokie. How about them Shin Show fans? Yeah, we got them. How about Doug Bellbell, a.k.a. Steve Clary? Savann Murphy Beason? Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley? Ann Williams Briscoe, a.k.a. My Mommy? Or Diana Gray? Wendy Dawn? Ashley Addington, a.k.a. My Brat? Lori Moyer? Uh, Lori Moore, a.k.a. Lori Taylor, a.k.a. Thumper, Rico Murphy, and Jarvis Johnson. Those are the Shin Show shoutouts for today. Gonna jump on into the weather forecast for you right here. We had a big old 87-degree temperature today, but we're gonna drop down to uh, 81 now. Then we got a few passing clouds for overnight. Low temperatures around 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, by the way, the weather forecast is brought to you today by Helping Hands Thrift Store and Foster Care Closet Diner, located at 416 South Fifth Street, St. Charles, Missouri. Tell you what, stopped into the diner today. Had a Mr. Fitz uh, root beer float. Good stuff, Maynard. Some of the best onion rings in town. And everybody sitting around me were chawing down on the uh, sloppy Joe and the bacon burger and the fried chicken. So it was all good stuff. I'm telling you, everybody was enjoying their food. So there you have it. Plus, the grocery, the furniture and everything was on sale for make a make a offer. So, and then it's a barter, or not barter, but it's a what do you call it? Bargain back and forth until you figure out what a decent price is for the furniture. So they're open till, well, they're closed now, but they'll be open tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. over at the Helping Hands Thrift Store and, and Foster Care Closet and Diner. So stop on by at 416 South Fifth Street, St. Charles, Missouri. Okie doke. There we go. Like I said tonight, few passing clouds, low temperatures around 58 degrees Fahrenheit, winds east and southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Friday, August the 23rd, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high temperatures around 88 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy skies overnight, low temperatures of 71 degrees Fahrenheit, winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, temperatures of sunshine along with a few clouds. High temperatures near 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be out to the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight. Low temperatures of 72 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, August 25th, sunshine and clouds mixed with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible. Very slight possibility. 21, we'll call it a 20% chance of rain. High temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Few clouds overnight with temperatures of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be out in the south at 10 miles per hour. Oh, I hope that 20% hits my yard because, well, I need it. Monday, August the 26th, sunny skies, with few passing clouds. High temperatures around 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight, low temperatures of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area, Tuesday, August the 27th. Few clouds from time to time with high temperatures of 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Few clouds from time to time with low temperatures of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will light and variable west to southwest at about 5 miles per hour. And that, my friends, is your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles Union area. My hair looks a trifling mess today, doesn't it? Well, you know how that goes. Been out in the wind quite a bit. Okay, stopped by the diner. They was playing some cool classic 50s and 60s music. Played a little bit of the CCR. What did they do on the CCR? Was it Big Wheels? Could be. We'll at least do that one. Song lyrics, Proud Mary, CCR. I left a good job in the city. I'm working every night for the man. Or working for the man every night and day. I never lost a moment of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been. A big bridge keep on turning, proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Well, I cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, pumped a lot of gasoline down New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched me a ride on a riverboat queen, and the big wheels keep on turning, Crowd, maybe keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. All right. The voice is not there. Story time. This one's going to go out for this one's going to go out. Lori Taylor, a.k.a. Lori. Um, Lori Moore, a.k.a. Well, I'm not finding it. Where is it? Maybe it's a long one, but we'll try it anyway. Maybe it's this one. There it is. Okay, kiddos, here we go. Hey, kiddos, jump out. Jump up on the bed. Or jump up on the couch. Let's try it again. Hey, kiddos, let's jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed. Wherever it is, we rest our sleepy little head. Because TV Grandpa is about to tell you a little story to nod you off into dreamland. And here we go. One day, a deer was born, and his name was Bambi. His mother washed him all over with her tongue. Well, Bambi, she said, my little Bambi. A young Bambi was curious about everything. He learned he was a deer, and so was his mother. Footprints on the trails that looked like the footprints that he and his mother made meant that there must be other deer in the forest too. Bambi's mother assured him that they would meet those other deer. In the meanwhile, with all the bugs and the critters hopping about, the chirps and the honks and the earthly smells, there was much to explore. Sometimes on the trail, His mother would suddenly stop and stand still. She would raise her ears and she would listen from all directions. First over here and then over there. Bambi would wait. And when she said, "It's all right, there is no danger, we can go," the two of them would start on the trail again. But he did not know why they had to do this. But one day, Bambi's mother took him to the meadow for the first time. He started to run out into the open clearing, but she jumped right in front of him and blocked him. "Stop," she said suddenly, sternly. "Stay here. I must go out first. Wait till I call for you. But if I start to run, you must turn around and run back into the woods very fast. And do not stop. Do you understand me?" Bambi did not understand, but he nodded anyway. Bambi's mother slowly stepped out into the open meadow. She sniffed all around. She looked this way and that, alert and carefully. After a while, she said, "It's fine. Nothing to worry about, Bambi. Come on out." And he bounded out to his mother. Never had Bambi felt the bright sun all over him, because in the woods, Bambi saw a stray sunbeam every now and again. But then, here, the hot, bright sun warmed him everywhere. He felt marvelous, and he jumped high into the air. Each time he landed on grass that was much softer than the leaves and twigs from the forest. He leaped over and over again, tumbling on the blanket of grass. Flowers dotted the meadow and saved uh, in the wind and spread in fragrant perfume. But what was this tiny little thing dancing in the air? "Look, mother," said the Bambi. Said Bambi, "the flower is flying." Bambi thought the flower must have needed to dance so much that it broke right off of its stem to rise up and dance in the air. "That's not a flower, Bambi," said his mother. "It's a butterfly." Well then, thump, 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 on a rock, a young rabbit named Thumper was thumping his foot. "Hello there," smiled the rabbit, raising one tall ear. "Do you want to play?" "Sure," said Bambi. "Well, catch me." And Thumper hopped off the rock and into the grass. Bambi was a bit faster at running and jumping, but Thumper was better at hiding, so the two of them had a fine time. Well, on top of the flowers, a tall, fluffy black and white tail was waving and sliding over towards the two of them. "Well, why, I did not know that I would know that tail anywhere," said Thumper. "It's my friend, uh, Skunk." And they called him Flower. Under the flower, and sure enough, a black and white head popped up. "This is my new friend Bambi," said Thumper. And soon the three of them were exploring the meadow together, sniffing its rich, deep smells, and finding caterpillars, mice, and fowls. After a while, Thumper and uh, Flower had to go home, and Bambi looked around, and his mother, "Where are you?" At the far side of the meadow, he saw her with another creature that looked like her. Well, Bambi came, come and meet my sister, Iana, and called Bambi's mother, and her two little ones. Bambi hopped over to his mother's sister, Ina, and two fronds, little uh, Faline and her brother, Gobo, were running in and out of their mother's legs. Feline gave a leap and landed right in front of Bambi, and then jumped back to Gobo. Bambi stepped up to her. Feline hopped off and to one side, and Gobo followed, and soon the three of them were chasing each other up and down the grass. Now, run off and play, all of you, said Baby's mother. And every day after that, the three young deer played and and chattered, and they raced and chased, nibbling on strawberries and jumbleberries or blueberries, and some of them just talking. Well, one day Bambi said, do you know what danger means? Something very bad, whispered Gobo. But what is it? Said Bambi. I mean, exactly. I know what danger is, said Feline. It's what you run away from. None of them knew exactly, but of what matter was danger. And the meadow, when in the meadow, and all its wonders beckoned them to explore. Bambi's mother, Emma, came up. Come on now, they said. It's time to go home. Far off at the top of a hill, two large proud deer came into view with enormous heads of antlers. Turning to them, Feline said, who are they? Those are your fathers, said Ina. And if you are smart and don't run into danger, said Bambi's mother to her son, someday you will grow up as big and handsome as your father, and you will have antlers too. Bambi's heart swelled with pride. As Bambi grew, he learned how to sniff the air. He could tell if his friends Thumper and was coming, or if it were a fox, and he just trotted by, and he could tell if it would rain soon, but no antlers appeared on top of his head. And one afternoon, coming a raging storm, lightning flashed and thunder crashed, and Bambi thought the end of the world must have come. But when he lay by his mother's side, he felt safe. Now, one day when Bambi wandered about in the woods, he came upon a sharp, unpleasant smell. Curious, he followed it. It led to a clearing where stood a strange creature. He had never seen such a creature before. It stood up on its rear legs, and in its two arms it had something long and black. Could this be the third leg? Well, the smell of the creature somehow filled him with terror. The creature raised its long black arm. In a flash, Bambi's mother rushed up to him. Turn around, Bambi, run as fast as you can. While Bambi's mother ran in front of him over shrubs and bushes, and he kept pace behind her. until they were back in their leafy home. Later, Bambi's mother said, "Did you see the huntsman?" Bambi nodded yes. "That's the one who brings the danger," she said. Both of them shuddered. Bambi was growing, and the first time he woke to find his mother gone from his side, he was scared. It was early morning and still dark. "Mother, mother," he cried out. A large shadow approached, bigger than his mother, standing before a pool of moonlight. A great old buck looked proud and stern. "Who are you calling?" said the buck with a frown. "Can't you take care of yourself?" Bambi did not dare answer. He lowered his head in shame. "Listen to me," said the old buck. "Watch, smell, find out for yourself. You will find on your own. You will be fine on your own when you're near and you learn the ways of the world. And look, your antlers are starting to grow." Bambi brushed his head against a tree, and indeed it was so. The leaves fell, and Bambi grew taller. His antlers now rose above his ears. Go to sleep. His mother started leaving him alone more and more, letting him meet other deer and creatures in the forest. Feline, Bilbo, uh, Thumper, and Flower were still Bambi's best friends, but he also found other creatures fascinating to watch and sometimes fun to play with. One wet winter day, the terrible smell of huntsmen swept across the forest. The secret was so the scent was so strong that there had to be many huntsmen in a group, and most of the animals fled out of danger. But some were not so lucky. With the hunters' loud noises and great power, many animals were killed, and one of them was Bambi's mother. After that terrible day, Bambi felt lost. He wandered about. How could this awful thing have happened? Suddenly, the great old buck stepped out in front of him. "Were you out in the meadow when it happened?" the old buck said. "Yes," said Bambi. "And are you not calling for your mother now?" said the buck. Suddenly, Bambi felt full of courage. "I can take care of myself," he said, looking up, and the great old buck smiled. "Listen to me," he said. "Smell, watch, learn to live, and be careful. You will be fine on your own when you learn the ways of the world. And new, and now, farewell." And he vanished into the deep forest. Well, winter came. Go to sleep. Winter came and strong and bitter. Cold winds swept through the woods. Deep snows covered the forest floor, and there was little food to eat. Bambi felt hungry and cold. Nearly all the bark on the trees had been peeled away by hungry deer. Still, the cold winds blistered on, day after day. Gobbo had always been smaller than Bambi and feline. He shivered all the time. He could hardly stand up anymore. One day, a flock of crows flew overhead, yelling, "Caw, caw, caw." The geese also screamed in the sky, "Quack, quack, quack," and they warned of the huntsman coming again. Thumper hopped up and down in alarm. We're surrounded. They're everywhere. A single boom crashed out like thunder, and one of the goose fell from the sky, and all the animals ran like mad, even the tiny titmouse. Another uh, short crack like thunder, and a fox fell down on the forest floor. Bang, bang! Hare and Thumper called out to Bambi, "We have to get out of here." Bambi and Thumper started to bound away. But was that Gobo lying in the snow? Gobo, said Bambi. Where is your mother and Feline? I fell down, said Gobo. I'm too weak. You go on, Bambi. Another young deer bounded by. Bambi ran, and just stand there if you can run. And he took off like the wind. And as Bambi ran along, he called behind him, I will come back for you, Gobo. And Bambi ran. And soon the sound of the boom, as loud as thunder, grew more and more distant. And when Bambi returned to where Gobo had been, there was no trace of him, not even his tracks, just big tracks. And Feline and her mother were pacing around that spot. What had become of him? Wailed Ian or Iana. But they all knew. They could smell it. A huntsman had come and had taken Gobo away. Weeks passed, and at last spring of sprigs of fresh green grass popped up through the snow, and then more and more tufts of grass, and what was left of the snow melted away. On Bambi's head, he could feel the weight of his fast growing antlers. And as the trees and bushes turned green and the weather warmed, all the animals started to act oddly. Birds flittered about two by two. Creatures large and small were found in pairs. His friend Flower spent all his time with another skunk and hardly noticed Bambi. Even his friend Thumper seemed in a daze, staring at a girl rabbit and forever uh, patting his foot. And what happened to my friends? Said Bambi. There was a rustling in the leaves behind him, and there stood Feline. But she was grown up now, and he was as he was. Each of them was thinking, how different you look now. And they gazed at each other. It has been a long time since we saw each other, said Feline. Yes, I see it, I know, said Bambi. They talked of old times. And do you remember playing tag on the meadow? Yes, said one. And do you remember all the berries on the bushes that we ate? Said the other. The two seemed to understand each other perfectly. And a fat deer come up to them, sniffing the air. Sister, do you know me? And Feline and Bambi turned in amazement. Gobo! They rushed up to him in joy. You're not dead, said Bambi. Where have you been? Said Feline. Well, Gobo told his story. I was with a huntsman. I have seen a lot more than the rest of you all together. Dogs had found him when he lay laid in the snow, and they barked, and the huntsman came and carried Gobo to the place where he lived. It was a warm as summer inside, said Gobo. Rain may pour outside, but not inside where humans live. It's always dry and warm, and there was always something to eat. Turnips, hay, potatoes, carrots. Mm. Weren't you afraid, though? Said Peony. No, the huntsman wouldn't hurt me if he loves you, or if you serve him. He's good to you, said Gobo. They all loved me. The children petted me, and the great old buck stood out from the bushes. What kind of band is that you have on your neck? It is an altar I wear, said Gobo. It is a great honor to wear the human's altar. "Mm, but be silent, said the great buck. You poor thing. And he turned and was gone. But one day, when Gobo and Bambi were together, they smelled the scent of the human. We must hide at once, said Bambi. No need for that, said Gobo. The huntsman no need. And then, all at once, a sharp bang, and Gobo fell down. The human never came after Gobo, and when the scent of the human went away, Bambi followed his friend to a leafy place where he had ran, and and where he could rest and be out of danger. Bambi knew what weeds his mother used to place over a wound to heal it faster. As he brought the weeds to Bobo, he wondered, why must this always happen to us? Bambi thought of the great old buck who had said, find out for yourself. Find out what? Well, Caroline and Ina brought Bobo food and visited with him for hours, and Bambi often came by too, until Bobo was healed. The wounds from the great old buck, the words from the great old buck still rang in his head. Learn to live and be cheerful. Bambi was starting to understand. Seasons came and went, and Bambi grew taller still. His antlers were nearly full grown now, and one day Bambi a few, caught a new warning smell in the air. It was a hot and smoky smell. A flock of crows rushed overhead, calling out loudly, it's a fire! A fire! And at once the animals were running as fast as they could. It wasn't easy to run away from fire. It seemed to rush in from all directions, and after hours went by of flames and smoke, the fire started to wind down at last. The smell of fire was fading too. The great old buck stepped in front of Bambi. His head was gray now, but he still bore his antlers. With pride, he said, come with me, in a serious way. I want to show you something before I go. And he led Bambi through the woods to a burned out village. Mixed along with the smell of fire was the same awful smell of humans that had sent terror to their hearts again and again. Do not be frightened, said the old buck, close and closer. They went to the village. Look, Bambi, he said, there in front of them were dozens of huts, and each one was burned, some almost to the ground, others burned mostly on the roof, and the village was empty. You see, Bambi, said the old buck, the houses of the humans got burned by the fire, just like the places where we stay in the woods. The huntsman isn't above us. We are just the same. Do you understand me, Bambi? Fire burns the woods where we live, and it burns the villages of the huntsmen too, said Bambi. We are not so different from them. We both live under the same great power in the world, said the great old buck. Yes, said Bambi. Now I can go, said the great old buck. Don't follow me, and my time is up. Goodbye, my son. I love you. And now Bambi had become a full buck himself. His eyes flashed light and gleamed in the sun. Sometimes he would visit the corner of the woods where he had spent his childhood. Some of the trails were still there. Once in a while, wandering there, he saw Gobo and his sister, Feline. And when he saw Feline, his heart beat faster. He wanted to rush to her. He gazed after her. Finally, she was going, or she was gone. And then he heard the call of two little fawns. Mother, mother, they called. Can't you stay by yourselves? Said Baby. His little brother and sister were much in awe of the great buck to answer, and Bambi thought, this little fellow reminds me of the dear face I used to see when I looked up in the water years ago. Perhaps I'll meet him again. And the little girl is so sweet too. Feline looked like that once. Listen to me, said Bambi to the two fawns. You must watch and listen. Find out for yourselves, and you will be fine on your own when you learn the ways of the world. And Bambi realized that he had learned of these truths themselves, the world's dangers and kindness, and his role he would play. He knew he would see those two young fawns again. The end. And that was story time with TV Grandpa. There you go, Miss Glory Taylor, Miss Glory Moore, Miss Thumper. That one was for you. All right, it looks like the Daily Bread portion of the program coming up for you. Daily Bread portion of the program is brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. The Bible with Briscoe 2024 is a daily reading of the Bible to be complete within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2024 will be Psalms 110 through 112 and 1 Corinthians 5. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible Briscoe 2024 for your daily reading of the Bible. Okay, today's devotion in the Daily Bread portion of the program will be called Place It on God's Plate. In today's scripture, And insight will be Psalm 55:16 through 23, placing it on God's plate. Psalm 55:16. As for me, I call on God, and the Lord saves me. Evenings, mornings, and noon, I carry out in distress. I cry out in distress, and He hears my voice. He rescues me unharmed from the battles waged against me, even though many oppose me. God, who is enthroned from the old, who does not change, He will hear them and humble them, because they have no fear of God. My companions attacked his friends, and he violated his covenant. His talks smooth us smooth he talked his talk smooth as butter, and yet war in his heart. His words are more soothing than oil, and yet they are drawn swords. Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. But you, God, will bring dawn like the wicked into the pit of decay. And the bloodthirsty and deceitful will not live out half their days. But as for me, I trust in you. That was place it on God's plate. So if you find something that you can't feel that you need to do, well, then you can place it on God's plate. Amen and amen. Okay, that was the Daily Bread portion of the program, which brings us kind of to the close of the Shen Show. Hi, how you doing? Tuning in to the end. Um, don't know who it is, but I'm glad you're with us. I was just about to shut down the show. Uh, Voice isn't there for singing, and even though there was a lot of good music today over at the Helping Hands Diner, mommy and daughter love who? Mommy and daughter love high. Hello, and how are you? Mommy and daughter. Gotcha. Um, well, mommy and daughter, do you have a song request? If you do, I will try to attempt it. The voice isn't there, but hey, we'll work on it. You give me a suggestion, and I'll give it a shot. Any old, any old song request will work. I'll try. My music genre is older country and or Elvis, Johnny Cash, um, Ray Charles, uh, any of those will do. Pick one. Sam Cooke. Um, I do. I do almost any of them. But yeah, at the Helping Hands Diner over there at 416 South Fifth Street, St. Charles, Missouri, 63301. We went in there today, and like I said, we ate well, and the music choices that they had were great because they set it up in 50s diner style, and a lot of memorabilia in the joint, and the music selections that they had were pretty good. Actually, they were doing late 60s because they were doing Creedence Clearwater Revival, um, and a few of the others. Oh, mm, Mission, Mission Control. Hey, hey, Ron, how you doing? Thanks for the birthday shout out. Hey, you're quite welcome. That would be whoops. That would have been. Wait a minute. What happened there? That would have been Ron Gray. You're quite welcome, Ron. Always, always a pleasure to be able to give you guys your shout outs because, well, hey, it's the least I can do. I remember you guys every year. Well, you pop up on Facebook, so it's kind of easy to remember. But yeah, I like to give you a shout out each and every year. I had to change it up because, well, my generation, a lot of folks haven't made it throughout the year. So instead of um, on the page, it says, hope you enjoy your uh, special day. It used to say, glad you made it another year. Some some of them didn't, so I had to change it up. But that's okay. Even a belated birthday shout out is better than no birthday shout out at all, I'm sure. Oh, Lordy. Any song requests at all, other than birthday songs? You got one, Ron? Throw me one. I do story songs also. Mission Control. Well, with your handle being Mission Control, we'll try that one anyway. Um, Song lyrics down, ground control. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your potion pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control to Major Tom. 9, 8, 7, 6. Cummings and countdown. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Check ignition. And my God's love be with you. 1. Lift off. There's a ground control to Major Tom. You're really made the grade and the paper strength to know whose shut shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door and I'm floating in the most peculiar way. I don't know that song. I can't do it. So wouldn't be prudent. to try it. Let's see, what was I gonna do? Hold on. David Bowie? I don't know, but I can try this one. Oh, well, I'm sure. That's what I figured you meant when you said it. Trying to think of the title of the song that I'm thinking about singing. Pretty sure it's by the Police. Song lyrics: There's a little black spot on the sun today. It is the Police, and it's the King of Pain. Song lyrics: The King of Pain. There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's the same old thing as yesterday. There's a black hat caught in a high treetop. There's a flagpole rag and the wind won't stop. I have stood before inside the pouring rain, with the wind turning circles around my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that they'll never end this rain. But it's my destiny to be the king of pain. There's a little black spot on the sun today. That's my soul up there. That's the same old spot as yesterday. That's my soul up there. There's a little black hat caught on a high treetop. That's my soul up there. There's a flagpole rag and wind won't stop. That's my soul up there. I have once stood before inside pouring rain, with the world turning circles in my brain, round and round my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that you'll end this rain, but it's my destiny to be the king of pain. There's a fossil that's trapped in a high cliff wall. That's my soul up there. There's a dead salmon frozen in a waterfall. That's my soul up there. There's a blue whale beached by a springtime air. That's my soul up there. There's a butterfly trapped in a spider web. That's my soul up there. I've stood here before inside the pouring rain, with the world turning circles around and around my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that they'll end this thing, but it's my destiny to be the king of pain. There's a king on a throne with his eyes torn out. There's a blind man looking for a shadow of doubt. There's a rich man sleeping on a golden bed. There's a skeleton choking on a crust of bread. The king of pain. There's a red fox torn by a hunter's path. Is my soul a thing? Oh, there's a black winged gull with a broken bed. That's my soul a thing. Oh, there's a little black spot on the sun today. That's the same old spot as yesterday. I stood here before inside the pouring rain. I got a world turning circles round my brain. I guess I'm always hoping that you're in this rain. But it's my destiny to be the king of pain. King of pain. The king of pain. It's always be the king of pain. I'll always be the king of pain. I'll always be the king of pain. All right, wait a minute. We'll do another one. Why not? No, we won't. We'll do one by um, Motley Crue. How was that one? Okay, cool. Now we'll do Motley Crue. Um, let's see. Let me think of the title of that one. Even. Can't remember titles. I can only remember words. Um, whoops. What is the title I'm looking for? Oh, come on. Well, song lyrics, my heart is like an open book for the whole world to read. There it is. I was going to see if you knew it. Song lyrics, Home Sweet Home. Gotta get it lined up. Gotta get the water in me. Gotta get this out of my throat. Here we go. Well, you know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high so I wouldn't come home low. I just when things went right doesn't mean they're always wrong. Just like a song can You'll never feel left all alone. Take me to your heart. Feel me in your bones. Just one more night. And I'm coming off this long and windy road. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams up in lights falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. Tonight, tonight, I'm on my way. Just set me free. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. I just set me free. Home, sweet home. There, gave that a shot. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and jump it on off of here today. So, y'all catch me tomorrow because, well, hey, I'll be here. Always am, each and every day. So, I got one more song for you, and it goes, I will goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shen Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, you know, God loves you and so do I. So come on back and see us again tomorrow because, well, hey, I will be here, God willing. And we hope that you are too. Bye bye.